What's up, gamers? We're here with our week 5 power rankings of the PWC. I'm your host, misspelling Rich's name, Destin, here by myself once again, always. And here we're just gonna go over everyone's ranking, top to bottom to top. We actually have some noticeable changes this time, so this should be a more fun one. We'll start at number 12. You haven't won yet. Number 11, we got Sniper. Uh, Sniper, he was playing really well. I believe he had a 6-3 advantage in his game versus replacement Justin. This was actually replacement Justin's last game, I believe. But yeah, this is the last game versus replacement Justin. And he starts out really well. He nasty plots Toga Kiss. Nasty plot Kiss does some work. There was a part where Fake Justin kept stealth rocking. I guess Bridget and Default want to prevent that, but that never happened. And in the first couple turns, he knocks out a Mill Tank and the Kieran Black. So, I mean, Kieran Black, Mill Tank, gone first two turns. And it gets rid of Aerodactyl after second is Togekiss. And then we get the turn 9, and this is something I don't think we were really I wouldn't have predicted either, so I can't get too hard. But Sniper got swept by a Combine Sableye. I think let's just go and count the turns. He just keeps hitting it. And we go from turn 9 to turn 39 of just recover, Combine, Dark Pulse, which I'm not saying it's bad. I mean, do what you should do to win. But Sniper started off with right out the gate going 90, and then he just got caught up and lost. So we kept him at number 11 this week. Number 10 is probably the most drastic one because we went from 4 to 10. Before everybody goes, wow, wow. Dave did start off, I think, 2-1, so 2-1 did give him some leeway. And now after the weeks coming by, I mean, I believe he's 2-3 at this point, so he's been on a little bit of a losing streak. This week he and his 2 wins have came versus Rich, and I believe there was some hats involved with Charizard getting full paired, and Geo, who's winless. So I mean, those 2 wins are not high quality wins. So we'll just go through what happened. Um Dave didn't play bad this game versus Shiny. He played Shiny this week. He just got whittled down minorly, which I think is a pretty recurring theme. Is he gets whittled down by his opponent quite often, and at the end, his opponents usually have something that can just kind of sweep, and that's what happened here. Jacob prepared well for himself to get a sweep. I'm going to see if there's any hats. He did miss a couple Dragon Tails, though. No, actually, no, he critted Dragon Tail. I must be thinking last week's game, but there's definitely some hats that helped him here. Oh, he did miss Dragon Tail. Dave did miss a Dragon Tail versus Volcarona, which probably would have that could have let him save his Judgedon for another turn, but such is life. He didn't bring Registil this time, which I understand because the Volcarona is a threat. But at the same time, I believe Registil gets Rot Slide. You could have brought it because this team, that Shiny Brawl team, that Registil can usually take a few hits, and he just brought a team that I feel like Registil could have Seismitossed Toxic and got whittled down a little bit. But your build, you had ideas. Judgedon did put in the work, so I can't really get on you too much. But I mean, such as it's another loss though, and as I said, that's like 3 in a row, and one game came from hats that may or may have not mattered, and one game was versus Kyle. So just going off the qualities of like wins, they weren't that high, and then now it's 3 losses. I believe the streak was 2 in a row. I can actually check that real quick. I mean, fully capable of turning the season around still. 2-3 is not bad, and the next 3 slots on this list are pretty close. I mean, again, it may put you above or below somebody, but it's not like I'm saying, hey, you did bad. It's just, it is what it is, what it is, what it isn't. Okay, and this is me still trying to stall for time because I clicked the wrong thing. I'll read Dave's record off in a second. We'll just read his off in a second because I'm having troubles. Okay, now we'll go to number 9, Carlos. I put Carlos here because Carlos won, and if you're comparing to last week, he's the only person who moved above him was me, and moved below him was Dave. Carlos won. He beat Kyle, and again, Kyle's not a quality win, but did he beat Kyle? Yeah, he beat Kyle this week. He played okay at first. The first few turns were a little questionable. Like Kyle seemed to have the momentum. Like Kyle got the right lead. Power Whip did way too much, but he brought it back at the end. I think a part of it was because Kyle did some questionable plays, like the agility. What's its name? Empoleon. Just some other stuff, but you did really well to preserve your Reuniclus, recognizing that could put in work at the end, and Reuniclus at the end did put in the finest work. We're playing around a little bit too much around crits, and the worst turn I think you had is when you didn't, you got Ice Fanged with your Gligar that kind of helped wall, but it is what it is. But yeah, here, turn like 12, Kyle like basically gave you a free turn. He also tailwinded, like Kyle made some very questionable plays, so I think that really helped out. But I mean, take what you get, and we'll go through Kyle's your wins. The wins for my buddy, my good buddy Carlos. What is your name? What is your team name? His wins have came versus Kyle and I'm drawing a blank, guys. I'm usually like more on my random information, but yeah, but you basically just you did your stuff, man. It was cool. Minnesota Vitinis, Flint Tropius. Okay, you start with a B. I did not know that. But yeah, you start off a week 1 versus Sharpedos and then a 5-0 and then a 1-0 in week 6. So like you broke your 3-game losing streak. So it's kind of opposite Dave, where Dave started off with a loss, 2 wins, and then 3 losses in a row. So that's why I moved you up to kind of more of the momentum factor. And then we got me. We got me. So yeah, I placed myself above Carlos because I don't like Carlos and I like making him low. But for real, I put myself here because if you look at number 2 in the power rankings for both weeks, number 2 was Zern. So I just felt like beating Zern was a little bit more notable than beating Kyle. So yeah, that's the main reason I put myself here. I felt like I didn't play the best. I did kind of sack a team, like expecting maybe Scarf Tentacruel, because I know Zern loves his little Scarf Tentacruel set. So I did kind of expect a Scarf Tentacruel at one point. So I did sack off my... I didn't sack off Klefki's, but I let Klefki's take him... Actually, no, I sat 2 bonds in the first 4 turns to Tentacruel. I did bring it back, though, luckily, because Serp was a Octoberry. As Octoberry. I think it's not Octoberry. The Bird Resist Berry, though, with Serp, really did come in clutch. Xurkitree came in clutch. It did help my opponent brought Mega Aldino. That's really bad. Him not bringing Goodmon and giving me basically making... It started off 4-6, but him bringing Mega Aldino made it 4-5. So I mean that was really nice. Xurkitree brought him work. Did put in the finest of work for me. I could have got swept by a Calm Mind Mew if he had it at the end, but the end game played out where I basically just swept with a Superior. Superior only took 40 from a double edge. That's 40 from a double edge. Granted, no sheer force boost. But yeah, the Serpa coming back and me taking maybe it'll take the Brave Bird because I'm actually looking at the berry name. My Koba berry. That like tech really helped. This game did come down to me hitting a Leaf Storm, and I did lose last week, missing a accurate move. I won't say 100% accurate, but you know what I mean by accurate. I mean accurate enough. But yeah, that's actually where a lot of our changes go to. Now we got Storm. Storm actually beat the number 1 person lead, and you know what? We're gonna do this now because retrospect. I don't think I rate this right. We're gonna put Storm number 6 and Justin number 7. So we're just gonna do some switcheroos. You guys are watching the editing process. Because looking at it, he did beat number 1, so I gotta give that some credit. Storm beat the number 1 guy in the league. He's now got 3 in a row, which is impressive, yes, but The last two did come from hats, so he's 3-2. Two of them came from hats. Like two of them came up from like wouldn't have won without the hats. Like I don't want to be rude, but like 100%. So like two wins came from just lucky hacks, and then this win came because he had the best matchup I think possible for Colton's team. I helped Colton test a lot, and by that I mean a lot. I mean like 3 or 4 games. Colton tested a lot, and every game he tested, Colton got destroyed by, and by destroyed I mean absolutely murdered by. I mean, I'm sorry, I got distracted. Colton's team, he could never bring Stilla because Stilla just got destroyed by like the 3 counters of Storm's teams. But Storm brought the only variation of his team that possibly could have lost to a Stilla. So like I wasn't a big fan of Storm's overall prep. He also did get a little bit lucky in the beginning. I'm not sure how much it mattered, but he did get a little bit lucky being able to get up full hazards because full hazards against Colton like stacked against him, made him take about 30% every mon he came in with, if not more, because he had a couple rock weaknesses. So like that really hurt him. He was also Storm brought scarfed Entei, but Entei was also extreme speed, so that ended up making some late game hats not matter. But that's just a bad set. So like overall, Storm won, yeah, but it was a game where you basically couldn't lose, and you brought a team that could have lost. So yeah, we're just gonna say Storm's number 6 though. Number 7 we'll say is Justin. Replacement Justin just kind of played a poor beginning of the game, honestly. As I kind of went over in Sniper's game, he sacked a lot of mons early on. Luckily, his win con he got was like non-banded, a couple of mons being non-banded, not taking crits whenever. Because there's some instances where if he got crit, he would have just lost there. So like he calm-minded up. He did what he had to do to win, but I just felt like that was a dumb scenario to get yourself into early on in the game. Ooh, I'm just going hard on you, apparently. It was just a bad scenario you forced yourself into, and I just wasn't a big fan. But, I mean, you won still, and Justin won the first 2 games really heavily, so you're still 3-2, so, I mean, that lets you stay in number 7 now. Number 5, we have Rish. Rish has lost 1 hat. He's 3-2 also, I believe. Lost 1 hats, lost 1 because he's bad. This game, he actually beat Luna, who's our number 3 game, but his end game was Luna played his game pretty well. The end game, though, with the cursed body, was what essentially saved him. Without cursed body and a low roll, apparently, according to Luna. I'll be honest though, I don't like it was a bad roll argument really too much though, unless it's like, oh, you got like the absolute min roll or absolute match roll. I'm not a big fan of that, so I don't usually count those. But yeah, the rolling down the river, yeah, I didn't actually open up this game. But like just the 2 things at the end of the game basically gave Rich the win. Rich, once again, as always, wins a game or loses a game due to hacks. So I'm getting real tired of your shit, Rich. Getting real tired of you. Where did I put my notes? I put more notes down. I'm looking for them. I actually haven't read my notes once, guys, as I stall to read them. But yeah, Rich, you had really good Ditto prep. I remember really liking your Ditto prep though. It was made it so like your Zard could come in and get some kills because Zard did destroy Luna's team, and the early game was played really well. But as the game went on, you kind of see Luna taking more and more control of it until the end, where you get the Hacks God. Okay, now we're on to number 4, Shani. Shani had a rough start to the season. He was in a D-League graduation with the rest of us, but he's made quite a comeback this season. Comeback week 5. He's also 3-2, only losing to the Black Foxes and Justin, which he lost to original. Oh, it's the same thing. He lost to original Justin and Zern, and before this week, Zern is undefeated. So Zern's 4-1. So Zern has a good record. I don't think anybody was gonna stop a regular Justin. So like those 2 things right there was enough to make a threat known as Shawnee ranked this high. He beat Dave this week, who was 2-2, so he beat a 500 team. He beat Dave. He set up really well for his Lanoon to sweep at the end. Lanoon didn't really sweep, but Lanoon did put a lot of dents in at the end of the game. So with Lanoon and just Aerodactyl, that really helped. His Volcar. I'm not sure exactly what all his prep was for Registeel, but looking at it, Registeel was like a better brain than Dreadnought in my opinion. But he did put in work with his Registeel. He did put in work. Volcarona got some kills. He got aided by a little bit of Dragontail, but at the same time, your game was less hassy than Rich's. You won pretty with Luna. I mean with Luna with Lanoon. Lanoon really helped you out. So I think overall, I just gotta say you played the better game than Rich. So that's why I put you above him this week. All the teams are still pretty much even. There's really no the front runners are number 1 and 2. Number 1 and 2 are the front runners right now with the best records. Everyone else's records are pretty close. Like a flip of the hat, a flip of the coin. We could all be the same record almost next week. So yeah, we got number 3 now, Luna. I'm looking for the replay, so I'm stalling. Just so you guys know, I was prepared. I had all the replays opened up, but I'm dumb and close all the replays when I'm done with them. Off one person, and I forget to go back and look at them. Yeah, so we got back to Luna. Luna's number 3 because Luna's always just a solid player. He played pretty solid this week. The early game was a little questionable. I wasn't really questionable. He predicted some stuff, and it just didn't pan out the way he wanted it to, which is understandable. He got sticky webs up. He never got sticky webs up. Sticky webs didn't really do too much to you because I believe you defawed them eventually. Yeah, you did. You defawed them with bravery. But your Ditto, you Meowstic basically just got sacked really early on with bravery. But after that, I felt like you were just kind of not really too far back. You did some nice switches around with Nidoking and God, I think was it Banded Comet? I think it was, but Sharpedo just killing. That was really cool. Sharpedo just killing with a Earthquake. That was really cool. And yeah, you brought just basically between Sharpedo. You played your Nidoking and your Darmanitan extremely well. You kind of got screwed at the end because of the 2 hats that were mentioned before in Rich's. So that's unfortunate, but I mean, I think you played really well. This game could have went the other. I think this game could have went the other way. This game, if you didn't get 30% curse bodied with Flare Blitz, you 100% won this game. But Pokemon's a game of skill, so you lost. So that was unfortunate. Now we're at number 2. We're at Zern. The undefeated Zern lost. Okay, I'm gonna stop being jokingly cocky. You're number 2. You first off, I'm gonna be about to jokingly cocky. You don't insult Delphox again. That's what happens when you insult Delphox. He made me mad, and I actually won a game. But yeah, Zern played really well. He brought a Tentacruel set that just destroyed me. His only real misplays were at the end. He wanted me to kill his Talonflame. I thought he was gonna stall me out for some reason, and Earthquake did a little bit more than Waterfall. So I thought he was just gonna try to like let me die by burn and just stall me out to let me kill me with a Brave Bird. So I was like, I'm gonna be cocky and predict him, and went for Earthquake to do a little bit more. And he actually wanted me to kill him, so he did Calm My Mew, and Calm My Mew I think just won that game. But instead he Brave Bird crit me, and then he had another opportunity to switch out and he didn't. And then he Brave Bird killed me. So if he would have switched out there, he won, I think, because I would have done nothing to a Roosting Calm Mind to attack Mew. But luckily, he predicted me to do something and I didn't do it, which worked out for me. And then Superior Clean. But other than that, he played really well. He did everything to win. So I think the only real complaint was maybe not bringing Aldino. If you wouldn't have brought Aldino, that would have been good. Because anything in Aldino's slot probably put in more work. Okay, but yeah, yours I kind of went over a lot of mine too. Made no real misplays, but Superior at the end just kind of cleaned without the Mew. I think if you switched out too, I couldn't have possibly won because Aquaberry would have my Koba Berry would have activated if you saved Talonflame. So other than not the same Talonflame and switching out directly, everything was perfectly played, but that just one move cost you. Now we have number 1 again, Colton. I kept number 1 and 2 the same. Number 1, 2, 3 the same because they were already ranked high, and I just don't feel like anyone did anything to move above them. Colton lost only 2-0 to, again, as I reiterated. This might be a little bit unfair for ranking, but as the one who personally tested with him and knowing that he tested with other people, he just had a very harsh matchup versus Storm. So like I just personally know that like this matchup was terrible. If you looked at it on paper, this matchup was terrible. He couldn't really bring his best Monstilla. And yeah, he brought some. The only complaints I think I can say about Poland's play is because it was such an unreadable matchup is I wasn't a big fan of the Mamoswine breed. I believe in testing. I don't remember if you brought it or not. It's been a while now, but I wasn't a big fan of Mamoswine coming at all. Mamoswine's not that great in this matchup, but it kind of was okay, I guess. Just you had a harsh matchup, and there's not much I can say about your play. I kept you above Discern just because I feel like y'all both lost 2-0, but your 2-0 was like a more impressive loss. Yours was like an impressive defeat, if that makes sense. But yeah, those are the power rankings. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. And we'll be back next week with the week 6 power rankings. And then after that, it'll be a 2-week absence because week 7 Thanksgiving. Wow.